was younger, but Katrina got them. But like I said, this was my set. Even like when I was younger, I'm gonna tell my son this. We ain't had no football field like in Mississippi. You had a big yard. New Orleans, if you notice, the houses sit right next to each other. So you know where our football field was where we played football? Right here in the street. Halftime or commercial is when the car was passing. Yeah. You know, so I mean that's what it was. So you can't beat this. You know, I miss it. I said I wanted to get my house back over here, and if everything goes right, I will be owning a house back here in New Orleans just to get away sometime. Sometimes I just like to reflect, and you know, Mississippi is fine, but I'm a New Orleans 7 Ward cat all the way, you know, through and through. You know, like I said, sometimes I come over here and just walk around. I see some of my old childhood friends and stuff back in the day, and we sit down sometime and talk about old stuff. They tell me about the stuff I used to do and the things they used to do. But this is another spot for me. I don't know if everybody familiar with, but in New Orleans we have what is called sweet shop. Well, the little corner store. Well, this used to be the corner store right here. We on Villeray and Annette Street. So this used to be the sweet shop. We used to go in there and they had what was called penny candy. Well, we used to give, you can go in there and get candy for 1 cent. I don't even remember taxes back then. You know, all I know is my mama gave me 5 cents, my papa gave me 10 cents, and I go in there and I get a bunch of candy. Mm-hmm. So it was all good, you know. So, but that was the sweet shop. You know, we had, you know, we get different type of candy and stuff, and you know, and from, if you follow me, I used to walk from my grandmother's house. We're gonna go to my elementary school. Like I said, you know, it's kind of weird that I used to see a school bus pass, but I really didn't know what a school bus was till I came to Mississippi. You know, I came to Mississippi, I started the 7th grade over there, and we used to walk to school. I mean, sometimes we would, all of my friends, girls and boys, we would walk to school. This was our main way. You know, we didn't even worry about, you know, how bad the street was. The streets was bad back then, but man, it's New Orleans. I mean, like I said, if you know, sometimes people, you know, try to judge you on your personality and stuff, but when you grew up a certain way, it don't mean you don't change, but stuff just grows on you. You know, so I mean, we never, you know, like I said, my grandmother, she had, people would say, well, Larrone, what did y'all do when y'all was when it rained and stuff? You had to walk to school and stuff. Hey, you had to get like how you live. You put that raincoat on, umbrella, you still had to go. Mom was at work already. You know, grandma and them, they wasn't finna, you know, they ain't coming out here. So that's why I say, sometimes people think life is supposed to be comfortable and everything gonna work right, but it's not. I mean, I didn't even much think about getting wet. You still went to school. There wasn't no missing no school, because like I said, I grew up on principles and values. With my family, they ain't play that. You know, it didn't matter. You know, I could take you all the way back. If you ain't go to church on Sunday, you damn sure wasn't finna play. You had to go to church, so, you know. But yeah, we still make it happen. But like I said, you know, this is me. You know, I just learned how to adjust to things in life. And as you can see, these houses here, they've been the same. You know, actually, one of my first girlfriends used to live right out there. I'll never forget that house. I used to come right here and that little post. I'll never forget, she used to get all my little penny candy. I probably like the loud ladies, I used to bite a little half of it off and give her the rest of it. Yeah, she was tricking me out my candy. She don't think she really liked me for real. But yes, that was her house right there. But these houses are still the same. They didn't ain't nothing changed about it, but you know, all of this is new. And like I said, they go my house for sale right there. It's just waiting on me right there. You know, but like I said, this neighborhood has a lot of history, a lot of, you know, good things, you know, a lot of you know, different things, but the little the bad, the ugly. You just had to rock with it. So you got to look. Some of these houses, they made it through multiple storms and everything, but you damn sure gotta have a good vehicle to be on there to be coming through here. You know, so I mean, it is what it is. A little bad thing here. This is an area right here. We're gonna get to the part of my video to where you're gonna see some dark side. But this area right here, I got my first. I was like pre-teenager, but I got in my first major fight right here. It was ugly. It was bad. It was 5 of us got into it. We all kind of survived, but that led to something else I'm finna show you back here. One thing I tell people that I ain't been perfect all my life. I never been clean, but I didn't go for bad, but I just didn't believe in running. I don't know how to run. That's one of the reason why they wanted me to move to Mississippi, because, you know, I'm not, like I tell people, not cocky or arrogant, but God didn't give me fear. I'm not a guy that, you know, shy away from things or push things, kick things down the road, down the road. But that incident led into something else. To here, we going right here, and this is this area is pretty much enough. You can see they got the police cameras and stuff up there. Nah, they ain't have all that back in the day, but we on Parker Street in Villeray. We used to walk. Now this used to be my school. This is my first elementary school. It was Marie C. Couvon. This is my first elementary school. A lot of people probably like, man, this cat is old. I'm only 50, but this is where we, you know, played at, had PE at, we was on the field and everything. So this is my elementary school. It had 3 floors. You know, a lot of good memories, a lot of trauma at this school that I'm comfortable in talking about. But right here, I think I was in like 4th grade. Well, that fight that I had right there with those guys ended up on this playground probably, I would say 6 months later. I thought it was done, but I was on this playground one day at PE and I was on school. And this happened in the 80s. Well, retaliation is a big word to me. And like I said, my thing about retaliation, I can't deal with it. I don't like nobody, you know, to say what they're gonna do or whatever. I ain't delivered from that part of my trauma yet. But if you notice right here, when I show you on the playground where those guys came back to get me. And if you wanna see it, that's my stab wound right there. 4th grade, this happened in the 80s. So I still carry that scar right here on me. So, I mean, they ended up, and then after that incident, they started having security on campus, but this is the spot I was standing at, and I had my back turned, and I was at PE, and they just walked on the ground, and they stabbed me. So, it is what it is. I don't, you know, like I said, I've been through so much stuff when I was younger. What am I scared of? You know, so I mean, this is the entry.
We're gonna pause it for a second.